Well, I guarantee that Godfrey Jones will see it differently. Four-car battle for the lead now. Glyn Geddes in Porsche number 7 in second place, really pushing hard. Adam Wilcox guarding his lead all the way through this. There's not been a moment's respite. Despite sitting on pole with a new lap record, he's not able to shake anyone else off. Godfrey Jones in third. There is Tom Ferrier, Ferrari number 10 in fourth place. And he gets a good run on the Ascari. He's up the inside. Ferrari and Ascari, we go wheel to wheel again into toughest dip. Is Godfrey Jones going to risk it a second time? He is not. He allows the Ferrari to go through. No point risking damage. So that leaves Wilcox leading in the black Ferrari. Geddes in second place in the Porsche, and he's right up behind the Ferrari. Much quicker at the midpoint of the corner. Oh, there's contact. He's pushed him out. Oh, and contact again. Well, they both hang on. Tom Ferrier right there now, and he's trying to find a way into this battle as well. Godfrey Jones in fourth position. So Adam Wilcox clings on by the skin of his teeth, but big damage on the front of Glyn Geddes' Ferrari. That's not going to help him much, and it looks like he's got a left front puncture. Here's the onboard view then. Let's look at it. As he pushes Wilcox out of the corner, the Ferrari comes across. They make contact again. Glyn Geddes really frustrated behind Adam Wilcox. Just saw the gap closing too late. Godfrey Jones brings the Ascari in early to hand over to twin brother David. Glyn Geddes on pit road as well. He's got a left front puncture, but they will use this as their driver change as well. Gonna mean a long stop probably though, so that leaves Adam Wilcox out front with seemingly no major damage to the Ferrari. There's Rory Butcher in the KTM. Oh, and there's a problem on that left front wheel. They can't get the gun onto the wheel nut. And that is probably as a result of that damage, that contact as well. Tom Ferrier leads the race then as everybody else peels off into the pits. He'll hand over a little later to Paul Warren. Glyn Geddes there waiting to chat to Adam Wilcox. Game on. Paul Warren leads for the moment. David Jones second for the moment, but at full speed and charging hard. And Paul Warren understandably will be a little cautious on the first lap. It'd be so easy to put the car off the road, overestimating the grip that's available. And the tyres have cooled a little. Out of the chicane, Jones is right with him. This is for the lead into Clark. Yes, Warren's let him go. Stayed way offline there and allowed the Ascari to go through rather than risk an accident. And that may well be the most sensible move so far that we've seen. Paul Warren knew the inevitable was coming, and that early pit stop has paid off for the reigning champions, but Warren's still got a chance to fight back.
Tom, that was a pretty frantic battle out there.
Yeah, it was an interesting first stint. I was just saying to one of the other drivers, it's you would have thought it was an 8-lap race the way it was going. I just tried to sit back, save the tyres, and I know the people we're racing against, and there was always going to be a bit of contact and carnage. So I think I played the right game there at the moment.
Black Ferrari of Phil Burton in third place going through traffic, but the car that led early on with lots of cars in its mirrors will soon have more, because coming up fast is this man, the Viper driver, Craig Wilkins. That's the Ferrari in front, and he is bringing with him Juan Gariz in that blue and yellow Ferrari. First time here at Knock Hill. Goes by Osman Yusuf as into the pits comes David Ashburn to retire the damaged Porsche. And that contact ended their race. Well, the Viper and the Ferrari coming on fast, 4th and 5th positions. And they will soon be all over Phil Burton, whose teammate Adam Wilcox had a very busy first stint.
Was there some contact with Glyn? Because he didn't seem too happy.
Yeah, he ran into me. I was coming out the chicane, he ran into the back of me, put me on the dirt and rubbish on the outside. I just kept my foot flat. Obviously, when the wheel on the grass stopped spinning, brought me back on the tarmac, and I jeered over a little bit into him, but, you know, it was him that hit me, not the other way around.
But you're still hanging in there for third, you say?
Of course, yeah, we'll hang on in there till the very end, so you never know, you can always win.
You never know. At the moment, though, his teammate Phil Burton in the black Ferrari is in third as Juan Gariz dives inside the Viper for 4th position. I'm not sure Craig Wilkins has given this up, and up into third goes Gariz as well. Phil Burton, maybe distracted, saw him coming, and straight through on the inside went the young Argentine. Now, was that good self-preservation there by Phil Burton, or is there a slight problem with the car? Don't forget, poleman Adam Wilcox couldn't escape at the front of the field, so maybe it's not quite as quick in race trim. G4 lead battle. Silver Ginetta is Jamie Stanley ahead of 55, the Lotus 211 of Chris Bialan. Veep Smed dropping down to third place after the pit stops in the car that led early on as the lead battle goes wheel to wheel. Lotus straight around the outside of the Ginetta, taking the lead. Well, after disappointment in race one, they're really hoping for a big result here for the Lotus. Certainly seems to suit the track. There is the third place car in the G4 class, Veep Smed. Raced in single-seaters last year. Unlapping himself is Osman Yusuf in the black G4 Ginetta. Veep Smed still third though. That black car came into the pits early in the race and has had at least one spin since then as well. Around the outside goes Phil Burton as they come down towards... Oh my goodness! And Yusuf a passenger as he flies backwards in a spin across Duffer's Dip. Well, maybe that explains the early problems. That really looked like just one of the brakes locked up on him and threw him straight off the road. And that is a scary ride. Not many would volunteer to turn in sideways at Duffus. Safety car comes out. That Ginetta is firmly buried in the gravel. All of David Jones's hard-earned lead in the Ascari will evaporate, but that might set us up for a real grandstand finish. Well, let's take a look again at the incident. Osman Yusuf watched the moment he touches the brake pedal. Car locks up on one side only and just pitches him straight across the corner in a wild ride. Not fun. Ready to go green, lights off on the safety car. David Jones with one G4 car between him and second place man Paul Warren. Then third, fourth and fifth all together, the two Ferraris sandwiching the Viper. Here we go then. Closing stages of the race. Jones rushes away on board with Craig Wilkins, going between the KTM and the pit wall and contact. Oh, and he's into the first corner, hits the Lotus from behind. Looks like he's got a problem with the Viper. Is that a puncture? Is that damaged suspension? Looks like he can't get it slowed down at all. Goodness me, that was a dramatic restart. On board then with Phil Burton. That is the third place Ferrari right in front of us. And Craig Wilkins bails out. Precious laps from the end of the race. Let's have a look again. He comes down between the KTM and the pit wall on the right. Contact there. I'm sure that's done damage at the front. He can't slow the car down. Plows through the middle of the field. And the Lotus that led in G4 is the unlucky victim. Jamie Stanley in the silver Ginetta now leading the G4 class. Here comes the battle for third place. The blue and yellow Ferrari of Juan Gariz right ahead of Phil Burton, and second place. That is Paul Warren in Ferrari number 10, spinning at the hairpin. Oh my goodness, what a mistake to make so close to the end of the race. Has given away second place, and he's sitting in the middle of the track trying to find reverse. What drama. And as they go through, just squeezing by Jamie Stanley safely. Juan Gariz is second and Phil Burton in third, and I wonder if Paul Warren was running into brake problems. This is such a hard track on brakes. Well, he gets going again, but he's lost a lot of ground. No chance for podium for them. There is still, though, for Phil Burton, as Adam Wilcox said in this race, anything could happen. And most of it already has. No dramas with backmarker Datsuns, or the Nissan as we call it, for the Joneses though this time. And David Jones, after Godfrey took the checker in race one, takes the checker in race two. A double winning weekend in Scotland for them. And a G4 victory for Jamie Stanley.